like this. You know, our breath brings us back into the moment. If you experience your breath by following it in and out, you are simply present. You are in your body. There are many breathing exercises out there that can help us connect with our breath and also get information about ourselves, such as what kind of breather am I? Belly, up in the chest. How many breaths in a minute do I naturally take? How fast is my breathing and why? What are my stress levels? So it is so important to be in your body when you sing, because our bodies are our instruments, not just our voices. So, you know, I just wanted to go ahead, if you don't mind, and if you'd like to join me to do a breathing exercise together. Yes?
May I ask a question?
Yeah. Go for it.
I don't know if are you using your phone or your computer?
I'm using a computer.
Oh, so you can see all the people in the room.
I can see all the people in the room.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes. Yeah, is there another person that I've missed besides Dan?
Oh,
Dan,
well, there are 3 people who are not on video, and there's someone named Carl.
All right, I cannot see them. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, Carl is here. Hi, Carl. Hi, Mary. Okay, Mary's here. Oh, hi. Well, I couldn't see you. I thought it was just 4 people, and apparently there is more. So, yes, very good to see you, Carl. Mary's here. Please say hi, Mary. All right, she doesn't hear. And Roway?
Yes. Yeah, that's my name. You pronounce it perfectly, actually.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Great to see you. If you don't mind sharing in 1 minute what your background with singing is, and tell us just one thing about that, or 2 things about that, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah, just like Nancy, I'm also a long-term jazz fan, but just a fan. So I played classical piano for about 10 years, but I was never a professional musician. I'm a PhD student doing something else in healthcare. Anyway, so I was in Baltimore for some time. I actually moved to Boston 2 years ago. In Baltimore, I tried to take jazz lessons. So I took some piano lessons from Lafayette Gilchrist. I don't know if he's kind of like an avant-garde jazz pianist, and he composed some music for the TV show The Wire, that station in Baltimore, and I really like that. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I didn't turn on my video yet.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Nice to see you. Yes.
Yeah, nice to see you too. And then I also took some voice classes from one of the students who are graduated from Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore. And then after moving to Boston, I was just doing my academic and professional development that has nothing to do with music. And recently I started taking voice lessons again, but just mostly commercial singing. You know, I know I like jazz. I've been going through a couple jazz songs. So yeah, just personal interest really in jazz and singing. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Roy. And Carl, would you like to share one thing about you? We can't hear you. Yes. We can't hear you.
Carl, you need to unmute. There you are.
Oh, now it worked.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. I'm not a musician, but I'm interested in learning about what's involved in your beautiful singing.
Wonderful. I've known Carl for a long time. He's a good friend, and among other things, a terrific Thai yoga practitioner. So I've been treated many times from him. Nice to see you, Carl. So we have BB. Can we hear your voice?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Hello.
Okay. Hi.
My name is Brian. It's coming up as BB on there. I'm from Philadelphia. I studied in Boston, which is why I stumbled upon this. I am a musical theater background. And now I do a lot of cover bands. I worked on cruise ships for a while. I'm doing performances of just a lot of lounge act things. So I'm branching into more interest in jazz.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Mary, are you there now? Please unmute yourself. And Brian, just so you know, we cannot see you. I don't know if this is on purpose or not. I just wanted to tell you. And Mary, are you there? No? Okay. Thank you, Nancy, for helping out with this, because I really miss those people. All right, so let's proceed with our breathing exercise. So I want you to sit at the edge of your chair or all the way back, whatever is more comfortable, and rest your back. You're also resting your feet on the floor. I want you to relax your legs and knees. Maybe you want to place your palms on your thighs, just let them relax. At the same time, you have a straight but loose column from head to tailbone. You may close your eyes or fix your gaze at a warm place without tensing your eye muscles. Relax your shoulders. Yeah, close your eyes or not. And spend a moment here, because we want to be in your bodies, right? And breath is the #1 way to succeed in that. So in your next inhale, just lift your shoulders at a comfortable height in the inhale. And as you exhale, drop them down. Let go. Why don't we do one more of that? Feels good, at least for me. Relaxing. And at the same time, I want you to relax your belly. This is a very important area to relax if you want to be present and have a complete deep breathing experience. So we spend a moment here noticing our breath, how it moves freely in and out of our body naturally. Take one more breath. Invite your breath to reach even lower in your body, towards the lower belly. Seeking kind of a gradual expansion, like opening up like this, your column. And like this. We don't want to force the breath, we just let it flow in and out. And we're compassionate with our bodies. One more breath, exhale. And then we'll work on our body-mind connection as we count the breath like this. We inhale for 4 counts. Hold the breath in for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts and hold 4 counts. And we'll have 8 repetitions of this cycle. So take one more breath and exhale. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold and relax around the hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold, relax your jaw and face, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, we're in the middle, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold and relax around the hold, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold and relax your knees, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, a couple more, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, enjoy, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 1, it's the last, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. You may take another breath, and as you exhale, I want you to open your eyes and just see how you feel. Do you happen to be more present than before? More grounded? If you have anything to share, always, unmute yourselves, and tell me how you feel. The tip I wanted to give about releasing lower belly, it is very important in singing. We tend to hold a lot of tension in the lower belly and belly area in general. So by thinking about releasing the lower belly, this creates space for a total breathing experience. As the diaphragm can descend freely when our abdominal muscles are relaxed. We can also have a full sense of our central column and experience our core, not through contraction, which we normally do with exercise and ab work and stuff, but as more space in there. Also, it grounds us. And for those who are familiar with yogic terms, I wanted to share that because I think it's really cool. Here are a few quotes that I found online about the second energy center or chakra that is located in the lower belly. So the first quote is, "The gift of this chakra is experiencing our lives through feelings and sensations." The second quote is, "The second chakra is the center of healing, emotion, pleasure, sensuality, intimacy, and connection." The third one, "The second chakra is home to passion. It expresses itself through creativity and intimacy. In the first chakra, we reproduce. In the second chakra, we make love to our beloved ones." So all these qualities, feeling, emotion, creativity, passion, connection, are so vital for experiencing ourselves first, and then for our unique expressions as singers. We really want that. And singing is physical, emotional, and spiritual. It's all that. To kind of demonstrate what I just said, I wanted to share with you an interesting example of an incredibly skillful singer. Her name is Rachelle Farrell. Do you know her? Have you heard of her? Rachelle Farrell. She's a soul singer. She has an incredible gift. She probably has maybe 5, 6, 7 octaves. Really, she's kind of a unique, very unique, and she performs jazz standards in her own unique way. And her example demonstrates clearly the physical, emotional, spiritual cocktail that I mentioned before. And that makes her a unique artist, in my opinion. So the song is "You Don't Know What Love Is" by Jean DePaul and Don Raya, written in 1941. The artist is Rachelle Farrell, and she performs with the George Duke Band at the Montreux Jazz Festival in 1997. And I will play the first few minutes so that you get, let me share. No, I won't share. I need to. All right. I don't know if you can hear, or maybe I should change my microphone setup. Please tell me, let me know if you can hear well. Just thumb. Yeah. Or maybe, actually, I wanted, let me share screen as well. Can you see?
what love is until you've learned the meaning of the blues. Until you've loved a love I've had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how lips hurt until you've kissed and had to pay the cost. Until you've left your coin and you have lost. You know what love is. Oh, do you know how lost I've been, baby, at the thought of reminiscing and our lips, the taste of the tears, they lose their taste, the kisses. You don't know how hearts burn for love that cannot never dies. Until you face the dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is.
All right. All right. Any thoughts or comments to share? So sometimes we kind of connect physical singing with just the posture and moving and anchoring, but you can see how she completely adjusts her muscles, facial muscles, and she really makes it a physical, like wholeheartedly, you know, her singing, and you can see how engaged she is emotionally, you know, and I definitely feel her spirit as well. So that's how it sounds to me. If you have any comments, raise your hand, say something now, or then I move on. So I'm going to finish with the breath subject. I hope you understand how
I
important
have a comment. Okay, so like a couple of things I noticed were like, one of them was like, she had a lot of going on here.
Yeah.
Right? Like she just, it reminded me of like when I'm learning French or a language that requires more going on in the mouth. It's like she makes a meal out of the sound and she knows how to manipulate the area to, you know, get these different textures, feelings. So there's like this, I mean, you were talking with the breathing exercise about being present. There's this way that she is just merging with her purpose and it feels completely unself-conscious. It's like she's just there and she's embodying it and there's no, you know, it's kind of like diametrically opposed to like, you know, rock divas with like manufactured sounds, right? Like it doesn't feel surface. It just feels like complete and total intention.
That's really beautifully said. I couldn't agree more with you. And she's your own sound engineer too. I do believe that all those expressions have to do with the detail in tone, making sure we're going to talk a little bit, touch upon the different anatomical structure in our instruments and how by doing different combinations, you produce different voice qualities. And she seems to be in total control of that, you know, and I will add to what you just said about, you know, the tone, the textures and stuff, also the dynamics. It's all part of it. She has a huge range of dynamics. I would recommend you kind of look her up on, she also, you're gonna, yeah, Rachelle Farrell. I can probably get your emails from Dan, or if you don't mind sharing your emails, we can be in touch, just follow up.
I can put it on the chat.
That
I
would be
can put it on the
wonderful.
chat.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll put the name.
You can be in
I'll
charge
do
of
that right now.
that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you so much. All right, so the last piece about the subject of breath, and I hope everybody does have time until 9:30 because it seems like things are getting a little longer. Inspiring breath work teachers, if you want to continue to work with your breath, you know, the first guy whom I happened, you know, to study with also very briefly when he visited Boston is Max Strom. Max, S-T-R-O-M. He's a yoga meditation teacher who also does breath work and guides visualizations and stuff. And he has a great website with a lot of information and has given a TED talk on breath, I think named Breathe to Heal or something like this, Breathe to Heal. So Max Stromin is the first guy. And the second guy, you've probably heard, Wim Hof. Have you? No, Wim Hof, W-I-M, and then the last name is H-O-F. He's the famous Iceman, I made my own word, who climbed Mount Everest in shorts. So he's not only famous for his breath work, but he taking ice cold baths, going to swim, you know, in oceans that are about 2 degrees Celsius. So all breath work would be said to be physical, but certainly, you know, his style, his particular style is very much so. And so I would recommend you make some research before you try it out. There are some great videos on YouTube of himself guiding breathing sessions, but I also like a wonderful guy. His name is Rob Linfestey, L-E-N-F-E-S-T-E-Y. If you're writing, Rob Linfestey, who is also a musician, and he kind of sets, you know, he writes his own music to accompany his sessions, and he also gives very clear instructions and shares some inspiring insights. So, you know, you can of course always work by yourself with your breath, just connecting with your breath. You can just do it at any time, right? But also getting some guidance from experts, I guess, in this field I find inspiring, because knowledge and experience is power. So yeah, I have this as optional here, but I feel like I wanted to share it. So why don't we add those 2 points? Or yeah, so let me add those 2 points about singers breathing. The first one has to do with belting, and we won't get you know, very scientific about this or anything, or too much into it, but I just wanted to say, do we have any belters here? Brian, you probably belt. Are you there, Brian?
Yeah, typically, yes, typically belting.
Okay, please, you know, you may elaborate on this as I say it. I just wanted to say that for belting and high intensity singing in general, we kind of feel that we need more air to support our singing. So for loud singing and belting, but this is not true. Belting, for example, is certainly a part of our lives. We need it. So when you're in a rush and you want to stop the taxi, you know, because you really want to take the taxi and go to you're not going to say, I want to breathe now and say, taxi, stop. You're not going to do anything like this. Or if, you know, your child is crossing the street and there's a car coming, you're not going to say, let me breathe. Oh, Hector, stop. You're going to be like, hey, you don't need much breath. I don't know why I felt like sharing this with you, but this is one myth about belting and loud singing in general. Brian, I don't know if you want to say anything about that and your personal experience. Share a little bit.
That's a great example you just gave about the taxi. I totally agree, especially when songs are fast moving or like stuck in one sort of high note. You don't need always to take such crazy breath.
Wonderful. And the second has to do with a completely different voice quality. That's we call falsetto. Are we familiar with the term falsetto? Wonderful.
Sure.
So falsetto is pretty much, we can be technical about it, or not, I don't know. Falsetto is, you know, our vocal folds touch like this, right? And there's air coming by, you know, vibrating our vocal folds, which by the way are as long as kind of the length of your nail in the thumb. That's the length of our vocal folds. So falsetto generally requires more breath. It's the opposite of what we said with belting. And another one myth that is, you know, it's often, you know, said is that we cannot have falsetto in the lower range, which is not true as well. I don't know why I wanted to share those two tips, you know, because they probably apply to the group. That's why I felt it, you know. I do believe in that because I started writing and I said, let me do it optional. But so the way falsetto is pretty much our vocal folds separating a little bit, touching, but not all the way like we do with speech quality or, you know, with belting, our vocal folds fully touch. But with falsetto, there's a space of non-touching of the vocal folds, and this is how airflow. That's why it requires more air in general. And a very simple demonstration of falsetto will be whoo in the lower range. Whoo, 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 whoo. It loses power, but it's possible to do it throughout the entire range. Yeah. Anybody wants to share anything about that, their own experience or whatever they feel like sharing? No?
I just want to say I was for ukulele class. We're learning She Drives Me Crazy, which is a very falsetto-y song.
Ooh, yes.
If anyone wants a good example of falsetto, he's this like really tall, extremely handsome man. And he has this very high voice. And it's just interesting when things get falsetto sometimes. But also, I imagine it's interesting when you really understand the way, like, I just wonder with experienced singers such as you, do you can you visualize what's going on with your vocal cords when you're going into these different states?
You know, you can get training in this, learning to understand and recognize and, get control over the different anatomical structures that in different combinations produce different qualities, voice qualities. This is the next thing we're gonna touch upon. I've been trained in the Still voice training system. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I don't have my certification. I didn't proceed with that, but it teaches kind of what exactly I said, how to get control of different anatomical structures and make the combinations you want for a desired effect. Yeah. And one thing I wanted to say about falsetto, and Brian, I don't know if you're a high voice, and everybody else, I don't know why I mentioned Brian, because he said that he's doing musical theater, and I know there's a lot of belting, in that genre and stuff. That's why I used Brian. I asked him to participate. So falsetto and high male voices or lower male voices, I know that generally is for lower male voices, they can get the falsetto in the high range way more than very high male voices. There are a lot of tenors who cannot access their falsetto. They don't have it, or I don't know. Tori, please unmute.
I know. Two things. One that in reference to what you just brought up, but before I even ask that question, in case you know how to turn the captions on, I'd really appreciate it. But the other thing is when I play out, I always sing like a guy. It's all I know. And even at that, I have no idea what I'm doing when I do it. But I'd love to be able to sound female when I sing, but obviously I can't even do a female speaking voice, you know. But for example, the last song that I wrote, I'm trying to sing it in a higher register than I sing anything else because I'm trying to play off the dichotomy of it being such a dark song with trying to get a prettier voice, you know. But yeah, I wish I could sound more female when I sing. That's it.
Tori, you're a baritone, high baritone.
What's that?
What's your range and you know your okay.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. So are you able to blow a sound, the tone? Like I just did.
Am I able to what?
Just blow, like feel like you're blowing or becoming a whistle in a way, or you know.
Like?
That was
Like
your
that?
falsetto, and it was pretty high range. I don't know. Do you normally sing in that range? You don't know.
I
Okay.
don't know
You can train.
falsetto from just singing high. I don't know what the difference is.
Okay, all right. So you can certainly be trained because you have the falsetto in your voice, and you can get training to get that what you want.
See.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Wonderful. All right. Let's change the subject. The subject now is tone. So questions, what is tone? How many different kinds of tone can we get when we sing a phrase in a song, or even when we sing a single syllable or pitch? What defines tone? So tone is created first and foremost by our unique vocal structure and our natural biomechanics. So if you look up what biomechanics means, Merriam-Webster says, the mechanics of biological and especially muscular activity, as in locomotion or exercise, and also the scientific study of this. So in the world of singing, that pretty much means the way nature made us, plus our natural tendencies when we sing, and then also the training that we get later on. But how do we acquire those natural tendencies? I believe this has to do a lot with the time we were growing as, growing up as babies, toddlers, children, and teenagers. What were the tones we were exposed to when growing up? What kind of emotions were the norm in your family? Were you allowed to express your emotions? Were you allowed to cry and use a variety of tones as a child? Was it okay to share your opinions or view of the world? Was your speaking or singing voice liked? Also, what was the music you were exposed to when growing up? So, and additionally, as I said before, what is your training as a singer? How did you train your musical ear later on in life, in your adulthood? How do you use your breath when you sing? Lots of questions. Do you have a natural vibrato in your voice? All this affect our tone. I'd like to invite you to, reflect on those questions. Just think about when you were growing up, because tone is closely associated with our soul. It is the expression of our emotional state and energy at a given time. How do we feel? What are we trying to say? What is our intention? If we're in tune with our intention, then we're authentic, both as human beings and singers, artists. So an example I wanted to share with you is, when I was at the recording studio once for a project of mine, and then, I listened to it when I went back home, and there were a couple of spots that I wanted to you know, do overdubs and stuff. So I went to the studio like a month later, and I had to do overdubs for a couple of phrases. And it was really challenging for me to reproduce the exact same voice quality in that particular phrase. Because when I recorded it in the first session, my emotional state was such and such, and my unique expression on that day had to do with it. It was really hard for me. However, it's possible to accurately recreate a specific tone or voice quality. And how? Here's that I wanted to take a look at our vocal structure. And I'm going to show you a picture of the Estelle voice model that I described before. And where is it? It's here. All right, I'm getting there. Please tell me if you can see this diagram. Yes. All right. This on the left are some information from Estelle voice. I'm gonna, you know, share with you also what Estelle voice really is. Is anybody familiar with this training system? Joe, Estelle, I highly recommend exploring. So this is what we see is pretty much our how we are using our voices, you know, our body parts to create sound. And we're using our lungs. We have the lungs, the power, breath. Then the larynx is the source. We have our vocal folds. The vocal tract, the filter, is the space from the vocal folds all the way up to the mouth. And here we include the nose and the soft palate. So this is our vocal mechanism. Vocal, you know. And for those who are interested, the Estelle model is a system of voice training that identifies the structures in the larynx responsible for producing voice, and those in the vocal tract or throat responsible for controlling resonance and voice quality. Using simple everyday sounds common to everyone, which we're going to do very shortly, these structures are identified, isolated, and then used to develop conscious, voluntary, and predictable control of the voice. Whether you want to increase your range, learn how to belt or shout safely, manage the passaggio, increase power and improve breath control, the Estelle model provides practical solutions for all these vocal problems and more besides. So it's going to be fun to practice a little bit together. But before we practice, we do like an Estelle figure practice together. I wanted to add to tone, that tone, as I said, you know, I was not able to reproduce the sound exactly at the studio, but actually tone can be a choice with training, of course, and also with acting. With training, we'll learn how to use our various anatomical structures, as we just said. And the acting part, we can be actors and singers at the same time. We can create and recreate an emotional state that is associated with a certain tone, for example. And we also have our precious muscle memory that we can trust and we can rely upon. For example, by practicing a phrase a certain way over and over again, we make it part of us and we can recall it at any time, even in a difficult situation, such as when we have a bad day, but still need to go to do. All right, so let's practice one of the Estelle figures. Figures are like small, you know, exercises that help us understand, you know, certain our anatomical structures. I wanted to practice with you the 3 different onsets. The onset is how we initiate tone. And I wanted to try the glottal onset, which is E. Pretty much the vocal folds first close their enclosure, and then air passes, and we have the tone. E. And do you hear the glottal? The beginning of the sound? Can you hear me well? E. Who wants to try that? I want one person. Tori? Unmute and let's do it.
All right.
Wonderful. Wonderful. The next onset is going to be the simultaneous closure and airflow at the same time. E, E, E. It's like we're sipping the tone. E. That was better. There's a little bit of breath, aspirate, which is the next one. So try it one more time. E, E, E. Okay, you're doing more glottal. So try glottal again. E. That, and then the smooth. E. Feel that you're sipping in the tone. E. All right. The aspirate is when we start with the breath and then our vocal folds close. So that he, he, that was, you had a couple of really successful ones. Wonderful. Anybody else wants to try the 3 different onsets? Sarah? E.
E.
One more time, please.
Oh. E.
E. So pretend you're holding your breath. E. And then start the tone.
E.
Very good. Did you feel that? Wonderful. So the smooth. E.
Okay.
To get E.
The one holding?
The one, it's pretty much, you know, that
Just in and out.
closure and breath happen at the same time.
Can
Very
you
fun.
hold it first or just, oh, okay. E. E.
Okay.
And then
the aspirate is you start the breath. There's might be a little hissing. Try.
he.
Good. I don't want to hear so much of the he,
okay.
but I want to feel like he.
Okay. He.
Okay.
He.
All right. Wonderful.
He.
Wonderful. Anybody else? Wonderful, Sarah. Okay. I don't know if there's anybody. You, Nancy? Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure how much you want, but I'll just listen to what you're saying in the moment.
So it's just that you know, you hold, if you hold your breath, E, and then that's easier to do the glottal onset. E.
E.
All right. Try again.
I can't tell I'm holding my breath because I'm expiring my breath. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
I don't understand.
don't think about holding the breath. Just when we kind of E, you know, we're holding everything. E. All right. Try again. I want to hear that again.
E.
That's more of a smooth onset. Beautiful smooth onset. Closure and a breath happen at the same time. So what did we
I
say?
imagined like a throne.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like I was holding breath, didn't work for me because breath is moving, but maybe like I'm holding something, like creating a structure through which that's sort of stabilizing the flow of breath. Maybe, I don't know.
Why don't we try something else that everybody actually can relate to? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Can I hear that? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There you go. You get your glottal onsets. Wonderful. And then the aspirate, which is like he, ha, ha.
Ha.
Okay.
Ha.
Good. Good. In the beginning, it's very fine to use like more of the he sound, you know, until you kind of understand. Beautiful. Nancy, stay there. I want to try something else now in terms of the tone. I want to do the speech quality speech quality going to a thinner quality, and then the speech quality going to falsetto. And the way to demonstrate is E, I feel like not I'm holding the breath. We're not doing but I'm kind of maybe, reducing the airflow in the second part. Do you hear the difference?
I can't do it, but I heard it when you did it.
No, I heard it. Try again. I heard it. Very beautiful. Excellent.
I can't hear it at all.
Beautiful. It's happening. So you'll get the recording from this, and so from thick going to falsetto, it might pop up. The break sometimes has to do with that, going from speech quality to falsetto. Of course, whenever we make really kind of adjustments in our vocal instruments, we can have a break. But you just let more air pop in.
Cool. Thank you.
Wonderful. Who else wants to try that second part? For some reason, I cannot see all of you, but all right, we can move on. Sarah?
I think Sarah wanted to.
Go for it.
So I didn't really understand what we're doing, but was it like it's like just pulling it back?
You're pulling it back a little bit, yes. And then, the vocal folds generally touch like this from bottom to top. That's for this thick and speech quality. Certainly for belting and, and then we switch to a thinner, kind of the topper, higher parts of the vocal folds touch. And we can perceive it in the ear, as a different change in the tone. So, All right, you went to falsetto. Try a higher pitch for you. Beautiful. Excellent. And this we can have throughout the range, by the way. This kind of training, this is what Estel does. You get training in that. And I want you to try the falsetto, which you did before, kind of.
No, I ended up changing the pitch.
You're naturally, because I know your voice, naturally you do have a lot of the smooth, the kind of a thin quality, naturally, your biomechanics. So for that one, I want you to just blow the tone. Yeah, we heard the break. Good. Dory, try. Good. I don't want you to change the tone, the pitch. The pitch is the same. All right.
No idea.
Well, with training, you get to know more. Wonderful. Thank you all.
Kind of a fascinating situation you have, Tori, with with the deafness. I just think it's really cool that you're putting yourself out there, and yay.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
All right. The last thing I wanted to share about tone before we move on is the key in a song. It's very important. What key resonates with the emotional state we want for a song we're singing? Because sometimes it's encouraged or whatever, we have this idea that let's stick to the original key. And it's good to practice that for sure. Lower in the range, higher in the range. It can be good training. But then finding the right key in a song, you get the tones that you want. And every key has its own vibration. It's unique. And it helps you as you are looking for your unique expression. All right, so make that note that finding the key, it can be, if it's easy to play B flat, a jazz tune, fine, but A sounds different. Try it in A and see what happens. Or F sharp. And blues, B flat, no, blues and F sharp. What's gonna happen there? How's it going to feel? What changes? What's your expression? So yeah. Last, some modalities I personally utilize to increase the connection with my voice. And as a result, to invite and produce new sounds and tones besides the SL voice training system are chanting, because it raises my vibration and uplifts me, and my tone changes automatically. So this is my personal thing here. And then I also like to do free solo vocal improvisations, just reactions in the moment without thinking anything, and anything can happen. I let just anything that wants to come out, come out. And then I'm surprised often in terms of the tone. The third one is I write my own songs. I like to write my own songs, like Tori said. I use inspiring text so that I can stretch my voice any way I want with a purpose and intention. And I want to produce vocally the shades of the text. And this opens new possibilities to sound. And the last one is movement and dancing for me. So just putting my body in uncommon postures simply makes my body make new sounds. So this does it for me for sure. So it's not only training and exercises and stuff, it has to do with other modalities outside of music too. Are we good enough with tone? Let's move on to phrasing. Yes? All right. So for phrasing, my suggestion, if you want to work on your phrasing, is oral transcriptions. I recommend you study both singers and instrumentalists. And I find that working with instrumentalists and their music is really critical. Picking up your favorite solo of your favorite instrumentalist, listen to it over and over again before you attempt to sing it, and then trying to sing along. Try to bring their nuances and stylistic choices as close to you as possible. Dig into their phrasing and tone. Try to imitate everything they do. Breathe when they breathe, end the phrase when they end the phrase and not a moment before, and add vibrato when they use vibrato. I want you to record yourselves often when you sing along and listen back, and choose what do you like about it and what do you not like it? What can you improve? And it requires dedicating yourself on this project for a while. And when you feel you're done with it for the moment, you let it go, you forget about it, and then come back to it, later, a month later, 2 months later. Because I find that often taking a break from anything I have dedicated myself to for a while puts me on a whole new level or perspective when I go back to it. So for phrasing, this is my suggestion, oral transcriptions. I had an optional thing that I wanted to play. Who mentioned all of me today? Somebody mentioned all of them. Was it Tori or was it Nancy?
It was
Mentioned
me.
what?
It was, I mentioned it.
Right, you mentioned it. So I wanted to, I don't know if we'll have time. There's, Billie Holiday's version of All of Me. Are you familiar with it? If you're familiar with it, there is no need to play it. Yes, I know that's, Sarah, you are. And Nancy, you probably learned it from her?
No, I just, actually, I just love, for me, the way that I learned it was there was a comedy in the 80s that revolved around that song with Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin.
Okay.
And so that was the thing that introduced me to the song.
Wonderful. And
then some like super old dude in a ukulele thing sang it, and I thought it was great, and I stole it from him. But I played around. I kept on rehearsing it, and All of Me sounded like olive, like the crudité, like olives. So I wrote a verse about olives and added it to the song. But I did use Billie Holiday's. She does a different verse that I did use. Okay. So yeah.
So it's definitely a good example of clear phrasing and singing. Clear tone, just being expressive, and of course authentic delivery of text. All this together. But I don't think we have time to play it, to be honest, because we have our last.
Thank God.
we
I'm
have-
not really in the performance place right now.
We have one more subject. I hope everybody is doing great. Do you want to take a 2-minute break to use a bathroom or something, or you're fine to go? We have maybe 20 more minutes.
I'm afraid I have to go now. I thought it was an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been such an honor. Thank you. I don't want to disrupt by doing a big fancy leave, but thank you.
all right, Nancy, good to meet you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Nancy.
All right. So the next chapter that is mentioned in the chapter subject that is mentioned in the description of the title for today's workshop seminar is meaning and unique expression. And here I will need your I had 2 steps in mind. I don't know if we'll have time. The first step would be to play, because some of you don't know me as an artist, and I just wanted to play a few excerpts of my, recordings with my music partner, Lefteris Cordes, pianist. And I just wanted to see what, I wanted you to take a mental note or write down what you think the emotion I'm projecting is, if it's clear, if it passes out as whatever it passes, what you think. That's the first step. And the second step, I wanted to invite one of you or 2 of you to just pick a song you know by heart and just say the lyrics. So which one would you like to start with? Which step? Shall we go with the second first? Yes? Who wants to get their song that they know? And Tori, I was thinking of jazz standards, but this also could be the song that you mentioned in the beginning, your song, your own song, just to express, to read, but for the rest of the people and the singers, whoever wants to.
Sure. I'm sorry though, because again, without the captions, I'm not following everything you're saying.
Okay.
But did you just say you want me to sing my song?
Just read, not read, just say the lyrics first, because this has to do, I want to see your interpretation of the text, like with your, just speaking it, just saying the text.
Okay.
I can probably have Tori do the song that Tori wrote, and then I can have somebody else do that with a jazz standard. All right. So Tori, go ahead.
Well, in that case, I'll use the psychedelic one that I wrote a few weeks ago, and
yeah,
I'll encourage people to close their eyes when they hear it. Okay, so all right. I don't know. My sky is brown jello. The sun is dark blue. Cats are barking. Dog cooks food. Spikes of your fragrance fill my bed. Water in the faucet flows blood red. Tree tops nestle on the ground. Tree roots pierce the clouds. My world is all confused. I don't know what's true. All I know is all I want is you. All I want is you, but you're gone. Yeah, you're gone. I see wheels on the tops of the cars. I don't know how they'll get very far. Fish in top hats stroll the sidewalk. Every door that I try is locked. My guitar won't rock no tunes. Sounds like a tuba. That ain't cool. My world is all confused. I can't tell what's true. All I know is all I want is you. All I want is you. But you're gone. Yeah, you're gone. My, oh shit. Feels like my heart is broke in two. And my head, I need some glue. Monkeys and mushrooms in my shoes. My mirror shows 4 eyes, not 2. All the TVs watching me. They think that I don't see. My life is all confusion, and I don't know what's true. And all I know is all I want is you. All I want is you, but you're gone. Yeah, you're gone. Then there's a lead break, and then it's, oh, my love, what did I do? Never wanted to hurt you. Screwing up, hurting people's what I do. You were gone before I could tell you. You were a rare jewel. I am a real fool. My world is all confused, and I don't know what's true. All I know is there's nothing I can do to get back what I blew. All I want is you. My sky's brown jello and my sun's dark blue. And then I kind of scream, all I want is you a few times.
Tori, I admire your memory too. But this is your baby, so yeah. Okay, wonderful. Can you pick a part of the song and sing it now, add the melody? Just,
Okay.
like a verse or one verse or something from,
Should I grab my guitar right beside me, or do you want me
Absolutely,
to?
absolutely.
Okay. Okay, this is a little weird putting the guitar on over the phone holder that's around my neck, but okay, it's on, I think. Let's stay around. Okay, that should work. Okay, so this is the way it starts. And try again. My sky's brown jello, my sun's dark blue. Cats are barking, and my dog cooks food. Water in the faucet flows blood red. Spikes of your fragrance in my bed. My car won't play no tunes. Sounds like a tuba and a bassoon. My world is all confused, and That's one verse.
Yeah, Tori. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your song. The way you delivered the text when you were saying it was very rhythmic. It was, of course, based on the melody, you know, and the rhythm of the song was very rhythmic, and I could get that vibe. You know, I could get the same vibe. The reason why we're doing this is, because if we choose to say, to deliver the text a certain way when we say it and depict an emotional state, something, you know, related to our soul closely, our emotion, then we need to support that when we sing the melody. Because oftentimes with singers, you can see that if you ask them to say the text, you know, they do something and then they take the song to sing it and they do something else. You're probably, you know, caught up in some other world that it needs to sound like this, or, you know, it sounds different. So in your case, I felt they were matching. I don't know if anybody else has anything to say, to comment about that.
I loved it. It was so great. That was the first time, Tori, I heard you saying you had such a cool this perfect style for that song. I felt like your voice and the way you were delivering it and everything you wrote together, as Panayota is saying, really fit really nicely at a cool style and vibe to it. It was like, wow, I'd love to hear more. Great. Loved it.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh. Thanks, Sarah.
Very cool.
All right. Thank you, Tori. Who would like to share their standard with us? A song that the jazz standard. Sarah, go for it. So which one are you picking?
Yeah, the black coffee.
Black coffee. Okay.
Yeah, right?
Say it, of course. Say it and then?
Yeah, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read the lyrics. The lyrics to this jazz standard Black Coffee. The words are, I'm feeling mighty lonesome. Haven't slept a wink. I walk the floor and watch the door. And in between, I drink black coffee. Love's a hand-me-down brew. I'll never know a Sunday in this weekday room. I'm talking to the shadows, 1 o'clock till 4. And Lord, how slow the moments go when all I do is pour black coffee. Since the blues caught my eye, I'm hanging out on Monday, my Sunday dreams to dry. Now a man is born to go on loving, but a woman's born to weep and fret and stay at home and tend to her oven and drown her past regrets in coffee and cigarettes. I'm moody all the morning all the night, and in between it's nicotine and not much heart to fight. Black coffee, feeling low as the ground. It's driving me crazy, just waiting for my baby to maybe come around. It's probably not meant to be read like that, but I just wanted to deliver it.
We loved it. We want to hear it this way. We want to hear it this way. Now, want you to, is it okay to sing a cappella for a little bit?
Sure, a little bit. Let me find my note.
Do you want to have my piano here?
Oh, let me, yeah, G, probably. I've been singing in C for a while. Okay, so hold on. The app, sorry. Whoops. I haven't sung this in a while. Can you hear me okay?
Very much.
Okay, so making sure my audio isn't, okay, here it is, audio. Okay, so, okay, cool. So, you want me to sing just a little bit in the beginning?
Just sing, you know, the delivery that you just did, you know, I want you to tie your singing to that particular vibe.
Oh no, I'm not gonna sing to that vibe. That was just to deliver the message so people can hear the words. I don't feel that way.
Oh, then
So one of the things I wanted to mention is
Yeah.
Tori and I meet in the acting workshop.
Oh, cool.
And I believe that for me, and I think you know me well, Panayota, at this point, but what I am a professional musician and I'm a concert pianist by training. But for me, the joy and the magic of being a musician is acting.
Okay.
I feel like in the classical training, I can go in and out of Beethoven, Chopin, Rachmaninoff. I feel like I channel them, you know?
Right.
So when I play Beethoven, I'm like this gruff, like angry, like shut, you know, like my body movements get very sudden. And then of course, like Chopin and the fluent and the...
Right.
So anyway, I realized that acting is really kind of how I approach music. And Tori and I met at the acting workshop. So when I sing, for example, Black Coffee, first of all, it resonated with my life at the time. You know my life very well. I'm not embarrassed to say that I was going through a turbulent decade of heartbreaking relationship after relationship where I've been like depressed and like sad. And, you know, I'm not sad to say that, but it helped me connect to the actor in the Black Coffee because I felt like I was that person. Except that I don't drink black coffee. I take coffee with cream. That's the only difference. That's the only time I was like lying. I don't drink black coffee. I take coffee with half and half. So that besides that, so I'll get into that character if you don't mind. Where's the G?
Sarah, can
Yeah.
I ask you to
Yeah.
then read it again, not read again, just say, is there a part of the song that you know by heart?
Yeah, I haven't sung this in a while, but I'm pretty
Is there
sure.
like a paragraph or something, like four
Okay, I'll
lyrics,
just sing
five
the
lyrics?
first. Yeah, I'm feeling
reason
mighty
why
close.
I'm connecting the saying part of it with
Yeah.
the singing part of it. So you said, no, it's completely different how I sing it. Well,
Yeah.
then your speaking of it needs to match that. Or
Oh,
the
okay.
reverse.
Well,
That's
no,
what I'm
because
saying.
I just thought people need to hear the words, so I was trying really hard to be clear.
I mean, we can hear you very
but I can go into my mood. So
go to your mood
okay.
and say them first. Say those lyrics that you want to share with us. If it's not going to be the whole song, just say those lyrics in the way that you
I feel.
them.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, actually, in that case, do you know Don't Explain?
Absolutely.
That's the one I've been working on more. Is that okay? Because I haven't been singing Black Coffee at all.
And with this, yes.
Yeah, I've been working on Don't Explain. So I'll say it and then try singing. I haven't mastered it, but it's just, you know.
Can you do the song? Is it, I don't remember, are you doing the whole thing for now?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I have been practicing it, but I mean, it's not like I practiced yesterday. So hush now. Don't explain. Just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain. Quiet. Don't explain. What is there to gain? Skip that lipstick. Don't explain. You know that I love you and what love endures. All my thoughts of you, I'm so completely yours. Cry to hear folks chatter, and I know you cheat. Right or wrong don't matter when you're with me, sweets. Hush now, don't explain. You're my joy and pain. My life's yours, love. Don't explain. So I'm not sure what the note is. Okay, so D flat. I'm gonna sing B flat. Okay.
B flat minor.
Okay. Hush now. Don't explain. Just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain. I might be off because I haven't sung. Quiet. don't explain. What is there to gain? Skip that lipstick, don't explain. You know that I love you, and what love endures. All my thoughts of you when you're with me, sweet. Hush now, don't explain. You're my, oh, cry, sorry. You know that I love you. Cry to hear folks chatter. And I know you cheat. Right or wrong, don't matter when you're with me, sweet. Hush now, don't explain. You're my joy and pain. My life's yours, love. Don't explain. I don't know. I haven't practiced this at all, but I wanted to read it.
It was beautiful, Sarah. It was very beautiful. So
I'm working on it. I feel the emotion. Like for me, the emotion in this song is like
Right.
really intense. So I really want to get it, but I've been working on several songs, but
Right.
yeah. So, but I like the emotion. I really
Pick
relate.
your favorite part of the song right now.
Okay.
3, 4, 4 lyrics.
Okay, so
Did you pick it?
you know that I love you.
Wonderful. Say it again. Say it
okay.
again. So I noticed that you did get parts of, when you were saying the lyrics, you did
Yeah.
get parts of that, you know, a little bit of that in your singing, but then you added a lot of new, which is great. I mean, you're an improviser, but I wanted to be closely related to the way you're going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just
Okay.
say them. But get into that emotional state.
Okay. Well, I could just sing the first verse.
All right.
Hush now. Don't explain. Just say. No, that's not right. Just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain.
Good. Sing it.
Hush now. Don't explain. Just say you'll remain. I'm glad you're back. Don't explain.
Good. How did that feel?
Yeah, more focused.
More focused. Anybody who has anything to share? You know, if you know about this.
I thought it was beautiful. Nice going, Sarah.
Thank you, Tori.
Did you feel the way she shared the text now this second time match with your singing and the reverse?
I absolutely felt the emotion, and what Sarah said at the beginning of her time about putting emotion in the songs, I mean, that really, and acting, that really resonated with me, because that's what I try to do all the time too, is when I'm singing, I'm acting at the same time.
Yeah. Right.
Wonderful. I couldn't agree more. So it's, you know, just, you know, this is part of what makes us unique. Just sticking to an emotional state. We do your training. We work on our breath. We work on our tones with training or whatever that is. We work on our phrasing with oral transcriptions and just listening to recordings and imitating until we really, you know, make things our own and we start creating. And then meaning is so important.
Right.
Meaning, emotional state, just share that. Be honest and authentic to that. And that's all. That's about it for today. Thank you all for participating. And so thank you, Dan, for having me.
Woohoo!
And
Yay!
Dan Fox and Arlington
Bravo!
Jazz co-hosted this.
Let's
Thank you so
unmute
much
and
for
applaud,
doing it.
please. Everybody.
Awesome.
Unmute.
Thank you.
Woo!
Nice job, Panayota. Thanks so
Bravo!
much.
I can now see the chat. I wasn't able to watch, to observe that at all while we were doing
Right,
that.
it's hard to
Thank
do.
you, Sarah, for being in charge of that and sharing with everybody. And wonderful. Dan, I love your bass. You could have
Thank you.
Yeah.
accompanied Sarah and Dr. Explain.
Playing along with Sarah.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Do it
wonderful.
in person next time.
Oh, right. We both got vaccinated, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we got Johnson and Johnson.
Both
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much, Panayota. That was an
Okay.
amazing, like full in-depth, incredible, like a whole encyclopedia. So, are you giving like your contact information on chat as well as
I should do that.
anything like
I should do
maybe
that
other
because
people?
people want to follow up, possibly
Yeah,
on certain
maybe you
things.
should.
And I'd love to, that's my email address. And
Mhm.
then I have, yeah, that works best for me. So sharing anything,
Right.
yeah, wonderful.
Okay,
All right.
great.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so much.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bravo.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
All right.
everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for
Night, everybody.
participating.
Bye.
Bye.